And then I'm gonna go live on Facebook. All right, you guys, let everyone know we are live. I got Bueno. I got the one and only Kevin. I got Lavega, aka Kream. Y'all know him as Kream. He went by Lavega. He wanted me to put Lavega on, but I got the I got the look. Y'all don't want to miss this show. Tell everybody tune in right now. I'm just fine tuning some stuff. Let me go ahead and tag. Okay, Bueno, Sacramento. Vega. And poor Kevin, he don't do social media.
Y'all got me over here.
Yeah, he's out how do you say
for real, Kev, I can't recall you ever being on the internet like this.
Come on, man, you know. I keep that for y'all, man. That's y'all thing.
Let me go to my phone.
Wayne is the expert at this. He's the poster child.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my goodness. Let's see, y'all. 1 second. Sure. All right, y'all. So I'm excited. I got my family. This is actually, we ain't blood related, but we're related. You know what I mean? Man, how many years ago did we meet?
I mean, you talking early 2000s, right?
Yeah. So this is longevity right here. This is longevity and stuff. So everybody that's tuning in, I need y'all to just go ahead and share this, get this out there, because this is an interview you guys really, really do not want to miss. I got some legends here today. So let me go ahead and start how I normally do. All right. So Vega, how did y'all get together?
It's crazy. So me and Kev grew up together since I was kid. We was kids. Like we lived down the street from each other. Like second, third grade. Kev a couple years older than me, but we lived down the street from each other, so we knew each other, walked to school together since we was real, real young. And then Blaine, I met Blaine a few years later, but I had a relative who lived in the same area as Blaine, and he used to always tell me about him because he was real good at sports when he was young. We was real good at sports, me too, in my area. So my cousin would always tell me about Blaine before I even met him. But we ended up going to Slide Park together in sixth grade, and that's when we officially kind of connected.
Yeah, but y'all went to Slide Park too. I didn't go. I didn't want to go. That's that camping stuff. I didn't. Even when I was little, I was like, I ain't camping. I'm not doing all that. So
yeah.
All right. So okay. So what school did you guys go to?
Well, I moved around a lot when we was kids. That's why I got friends in multiple areas in Sacramento. So I went to school with Kev at A.M. Wynn in the East. And then I met Blaine through going to school. We went to Slide Park together. He was at, Blaine, you was at
I was at John Bidwell in the South area.
There you go.
That was our sixth grade, like graduation trip for everybody. So that was the big trip that everybody waited for. You know what I mean? You get away from home for a week, get to hang out with your friends and all that. But yeah, like Vega said, I end up meeting him officially, heard about him since we was like 9 years old playing sports through his a mutual friend, relative, my friend, his relative. So yeah, nah, shout out to Cleveland Sims, my dog. But yeah, no, it basically yeah, I was at that school. I was in the South area and they was in the East. You know what I mean? It seemed like a whole nother city at the time.
Wait a minute, Ed is coming on? Wait a minute. So look at he's sneaking away from a break. Look at he's sneaking on his break.
He didn't hop in here.
All he missing is Goldie and Knox.
Ed, you gotta put your camera on. No, oh, he must be just listening while he at work. So
Yeah, maybe that's what he doing.
that's what he doing. So
Yeah.
Bueno, what was Bueno like in elementary and junior high?
Elementary, I was a multitude of things. I hope it's a bunch of people watching. I wish you can do a bunch of question and answers. They'd tell you way better than I can. But I was the best at like all the sports. You know what I mean? Football, baseball, and basketball in my area as a kid growing up. And then I was Santa Claus in the plays. I was a straight A student. I was a spelling bee in all the spelling bees, all the oratorical contests, all that type of stuff. So I was well rounded. But then I was beating people up too, though. I was the bully, right? So I just had I guess a lot of a lot of drive, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was beating up my friends and you know how that is, arguments and things like that. So I was mainly like that as a kid.
Vega, what about you like in elementary and junior high?
I was a sports fanatic. Anybody who knows me, Kev would tell you from when we were young, like I always knew I wanted to play sports. So it started early, like baseball and basketball for the most part, a little bit of football for me, but me and Blaine, that's where our connection is so strong. We played basketball together in high school. So years later, after we met each other, elementary school, years later, we played basketball together in high school.
Okay.
At Kennedy High School. So I was in his neck of the woods for high school, and we played together. I don't know if you're familiar with like Kennedy basketball, like the 90s era, but we was pretty good.
Okay. What about you, Kevin? You being so quiet. How were you in elementary, Jim? What were you quiet? Were you a ladies, young ladies man or whatever?
Well, we all, growing up with us, playing sports was big. So we played all sports.
Right.
So, every month it was either basketball, football, soccer, baseball, running track. So we played pretty active when we was kids. But growing up, we always had a lot of older homies than us. So, we always fighting and getting in trouble and stuff and balancing it out. But yeah, mainly for us growing up was a whole lot of sports.
What about in high school?
High school, I played ninth grade basketball at Johnson. Played ninth grade, 10th grade, got into some trouble, went away for a few years, came back at the age of 19 after everybody graduated from high school.
Okay.
So I had 2 years of high school, which was some of the funnest years of my life. I have to admit that.
Okay. And Vega, what about in high school? Did anything change? I know you still probably just playing sports and all that stuff, or
yeah, no, we was basketball fanatics. That's what it was. So we played in college, pushed it as far as we could go with it. But my young life was all a whole lot of sports. Naturally, we were hip hop. The era we come from, the rap music was taken over at the time. So it was like sports and rap music went along together. So it was easy to transition into rap music years later, because once I heard rap music and got a dose of it, it was like the lifestyle that touched me. Basically, the music basically sounded like it was speaking for us, to us. So we was hip hop kids but playing sports at the same time.
Okay. All right. Now, how did you get the name Kream?
That just comes from the rap song. The cash rules everything around me. So it's the rap song. That's it.
Okay. All right. Bueno, how'd you get the name Bueno? How'd you pick that name? Or who picked it for you?
Well, I said it in a rap song. I said it in a line. I was in college playing basketball, not taking rap serious, and my younger cousins. I used to come back to Sacramento, I smoke all my weed. I used to sell weed, you know, and I'm going to college. I'm selling weed to my teammates. I'm in LA on a scholarship, right? I was just, you know, and again, I wasn't like the negative dude. Like it was just that, you know, it was like the easy thing to do. You know, I had to know how teammates smoking. So I would come home, I would smoke all my weed with my little cousins, but they was in church and like they grew up in churches and they knew how to play all these instruments. So I would come home and freestyle with them. They had all this equipment and stuff, right? And they were younger and they really just wanted to smoke my weed, right? So I'm pulling up on them. I smoke enough of my weed. They gonna keep playing beats. They gonna keep recording me and let me get my stuff. And then eventually I said I freestyle and I would take those freestyles and I would put them in my car and drive back to LA, play them for my teammates. We would smoke out and listen to them and stuff. And those two young dudes was Mark Knox and Goldfingers. And when I said all bueno in a song, Goldfingers just was saying that every day. Oh, bueno, Russell Bueno, oh bueno, you know, and all he just would say it. He high over there, just keep repeating it, repeating it. I took it back to LA. They started saying it out there, and they didn't know my name as much as everybody else did. So, you know, they had to find something that stuck. They would use that. I shortened it from Russell Bueno to just Bueno, would say it in songs, and then it just stuck.
Wow. We got Sub-Zero watching. He said, "What's up, y'all?" So
Sub-Zero, what the fuck going on, man? You
yeah.
never put me in Murder Dog, man. I had a line that said, man, if I don't get in Murder Dog, somebody getting murdered, dog. Nah, what's up, Sub-Zero? That's a legend right there. Shouts out to Sub-Zero, man.
You know, he supports me big time. I interviewed him also. So Ed, you can talk or what?
Yeah, I can talk.
All right, what's going on, Ed?
I'm just over here playing the game.
Okay, face showing your face?
That's now, you know. Listen, I got people after me right now. The feds is watching. So is the nurse managers.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. So Ed,
What's happening?
I ask you, what were you like in from kindergarten, elementary to high school?
I mean, my life is full of a lot of pimping. So elementary school it was the same as everybody else. Played a lot of sports growing up, and you know that's all we did was as youngsters. That's all we really had is each other and playing sports, and you know making each other better. Um, High school, same thing. You know, I was like Kream and Wayne. We was all superstars in the sports that we played. So we carried sack on our backs for a long time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened. I saw Ed at Stephanie's fashion show. That fashion show was lit, right? And I was like, hey,
Yeah, it was.
I'm doing my show like this now. He said, well, you gotta have a song. I said, of course, you know. So we made it happen real quick. So how did Ed come in? How did y'all meet Ed?
Ed is from the same area as me and Kev, so we went to junior high school together. So basically, like Kev and Ed, I known them like, you know, most of my life for the most part. Kev longer than Ed, but Ed a long time too. And then when me and Blaine became close friends, we played high school basketball together. Naturally, over the years, he met all my friends. I met all his friends, so they became friends, right? And between that, that's where you saw years later, like Blaine said, he was making music. You know, we all kind of took a notice that he was good at it without really even trying. You know, early, and we could smell it. So after a while, it was like, okay, I think, you know, if he want to take it serious, if he take it serious and we get behind it, we can possibly make something happen. It just made sense. So, and that's where you see, that's why you got all of us on the phone right now, because that's where that all came together.
And then like to add to what Kream was saying, like Sac's small. So we all knew of each other already. And like Ed said, like we was all like really respected in what we did. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just that we knew of each other, we all respected each other too. Like most of the city respect all of us and we respect others. It's like that. So it was easy for us to come together. dudes like that in SAC is looking forward to coming together. They just don't be knowing how to most of the time. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we was one of them examples, especially from them being in the East, me in the South. You know, we was one of them examples. You know what I mean? How you can come together. Plus, you know, again, we all got relationships all over with other people from all over our same neighborhood. Like Kev fuck with niggas from my neighborhood, niggas I grew up with my whole life that I'm hella cool with and had slumber parties with and all kind of shit like that, just as much as I do, you know, and different neighborhoods and stuff like that. And Ed and Vag, the same thing, like having a cousin in my neighborhood. So it's just it's
We
more
the
connected.
Sacramento kids, so Sacramento wasn't so big back then, you know. Like,
Well, niggas love to divide this shit, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we be like, we all connected, we all know each other too well to be all divided up. The city big, a lot bigger, but niggas still all know each other. It's still like we still all a lot connected. So
yeah,
just try to keep it that way and build on it.
we
Yeah.
always felt like it was better. We stronger together than apart. So that was always the philosophy. We never was, you know, SAC wasn't big enough for us to stay divided like that. We needed, if you was solid, we was rocking. You know, that's what it was.
Right. So Bueno, so when did you start taking music seriously?
Right after college, like really towards the end of college, I was in LA because I was going back and forth in Goldfingers and Mark Knox. Goldfingers had tour. He was playing basketball and trying to be like me for the most part, you know, and he was going to our old school and he, you know, my old coaches was telling me my young cousin is there and looking out for him. So he tore his knee up.
Let me mute Ed. Let me mute Ed.
Yeah, Ed don't know
I got it. My bad.
Zoom ethics, yeah. But now if he once he tore his knee up, he started being like, I ain't gonna never play basketball again, take it serious. I'm just about to do this music. So he got heavily into the music around that same time. I was finishing college and my basketball was ending. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like trying to figure out what to do, and I was going back and forth recording them tapes. So it was mainly like the end of my college career like 99, coming into 2000, and I was pretty much like I had been making them tapes, so I was warming these niggas up for the most part. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, he about 4 or 5 years into making tapes by then.
I was making tapes from like 97 to 99, heavy, a couple years. By the time I was like, okay, let's kind of take this shit serious.
Right. Now you
So
guys went to college. What did you guys major in?
I majored in business.
Okay.
Business.
Business. All right. And look at
Yeah, I
you.
went to Cal State Los Angeles on a scholarship, on a basketball scholarship.
What about you, Vay?
Cal State, Dominguez Hill, same thing.
Okay. Okay. So
But I graduated from Sac State. So after I finished playing basketball at Dominguez Hills, I came home and finished school at Sac State.
okay. So you guys, all right. So Bueno, you know, started getting serious in the music industry and stuff. So how did you guys form together? Now refresh my memory. What was the name? You guys had a label and everything, right?
Yeah,
No,
music group.
Noise or Us.
What was it?
It was Noise or Us, but Noise or Us, but we changed it. We didn't change it. We kind of transitioned it into Noise Music Group. So a lot of people expanded it into Noise Music Group when we added a couple more entities to it.
Okay. So how did I mean, you guys put the label together and everything.
Yeah.
What was you guys' like, you know,
That was clear.
goals and, you know, besides hitting me up and coming on the show and, you know, and everything?
Yeah, now we actually was trying to get in Kev ear every day because we knew he could help me get in the studio. We didn't have enough behind us to get in the studio. So Kev know everybody all over the city. Everybody love him. He had about 5 or 6 businesses. So and then he Vega cousin damn near, you know what I mean? Blood damn near, you know what I mean? And then ED, they Ed and ED together every day, and they all clicked up and they like family. And I've been with Vag forever, and then they treating me like I'm family because Vag's family. So it's like, Vag, get this nigga some music and let's try to get this. So every time Kev come around, we hop in the car and put a tape in. You know what I mean? that nigga act like he don't hear it, you know, but Kev was not a cool nigga. So sometimes he wasn't hearing it. Sometimes he like, nigga, I ain't got time. Like right now, I don't want to let y'all down. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell y'all nothing that ain't the right thing. So a couple of those times went by. And then we had a show at Casumas with the Ghetto Stars and Keek the Sneak. And I never forget, we performed. I looked in the crowd. I seen some girls going crazy. I looked at Kev in the crowd. He looked at the girls and he said that's all he needed to see. If they fucking with this shit, it works. You feel me? Because the niggas is one thing. They gonna tell you, hey, but they ain't gonna spend no money. But you can get females behind you, which he know, because like I said, he had them businesses. So he just like, I know the power like of of uh of,
Entertainment.
of business. You know what I mean? I know the power of revenue. So he ended up
Wow.
telling us meet him the next day. It was like a movie. Meet me the next day at one of the businesses, and the rest pretty much history. He said, "Let's go."
Wow. So what I like about you guys is everybody had their own role to, to make the business successful, label successful. Now,
Right.
Vega, what was your role with the label?
I'm just like a day-to-day business guy, basically. A lot of management type stuff, running the label.
Mhm.
And then also, I like to think I got a creative ear. So I would assist Bueno as much as I could with making the music. I don't make music. He done everything with the music, but he know I got a good ear when it comes to rap music, So
Yeah.
we always kind of, he would come to me with stuff and I'm like, yeah, that's it right there, So
He picked like Vega picked 6 a.m. and I didn't want it. He
mm,
picked that. He said, "This the one, boy. Like, trust me, bro. I know it ain't the street mob shit. It ain't the what we are, but bro, this the one that they're gonna play every day on the radio. Trust me." And
mm.
I'm like, I trust you. I mean, I made the motherfucker, so I wasn't against it, but I was just like, okay, this ain't the way I want the world to see me, but shit, I want the world to see me.
Right.
So fuck it, let's do it. And
It
sure
was
enough.
and it was different. It was different back then. You had to really, if you was trying to break through, like you needed to get on the radio. Once you got going on the radio, then you can go negotiate what you was really trying to get to, but you had to get on the radio. Like it's different now. We pre-internet, like basically. The internet came in after we was probably what, 5, 6 years into the game. So it changed all while we was, doing what we had been doing. So back then you had to get on the radio. Like if you couldn't get on the radio, it
You
was
want to
for what we
create.
were trying to do too, and I'll take that back because some people say you don't have to get on the radio, and you don't. You didn't have to either back then. But for what we were trying to do, we was really trying to get a deal, and
Create the widespread awareness.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't just we wasn't trying to, we eventually we wanted to get away from the independent and take it to a different level. That was the goal, at least.
Okay. And Kevin, what was your role with the label?
Like I said, uh, putting a budget together, introducing them guys to some of my connections and stuff.
Right.
It wasn't the fact that I didn't want to do the rap music with them. I had a previous record company that we had. It was called DF. It was DFM Down for Mine. It had a artist from my neighborhood. It was Devar, Devious Smack, Rico, Slow Flow, um, Sharif, Makita, and we had Will on the management. So a friend of mine, Devious Smack, once he passed away in the record label, when he passed away, we just couldn't recover from it. And I was just kind of against back getting into the music industry. And then, with these guys, they like my cousins and stuff. And, like they said, they was giving me music and me and ED listening to it. And then, so they had to show it to consumers. And then what was different, we had all these groups there and you see everybody come on stage with 30 guys and, it was just wild. And then when they got on stage, it was Kream, Bueno, Goldfingers, and just the production of the music and just the way the crowd was gravitating to the music and stuff, it just caught me by surprise. I knew they was all talented, they was putting good music out. So that night when we left that concert, me and Edie, we made the decision that, hey, we finna get behind this music with them. So Edie called him and told him, hey, let's set the meeting up for tomorrow. And then we had the meeting, and I think like a week later we was in LA putting the budget together, and then just kind of went from there.
Yeah, they're going.
Speaking of legends, we got young. I still call him Young Meek. I still call him Young Meek. He watching.
Yeah,
Meek, what's up?
What are you gonna say, Bueno?
No, I was saying that, and right, like he said, about a week later, we in LA putting the budget together. You know, like Kev know a million people. You feel me? And not just, of course, in Sacramento or California. So he can. And one thing about that music business, it's like it's money or relationships. And then, quite honestly, the relationships go way farther than the money. You know what I mean? So it's like real key to have somebody like that in your corner. And like I was gonna say, before you know, we was getting the van wrapped with some spinners on it. You know what I mean? About to go stupid and set the city on fire. Little did we ever know.
But too, one thing about our thing too, we had like it was a Sacramento thing, so it was no division at all. You feel me? Like it was all where it didn't matter where it was, as long as you wanted, rock. It was all the Sacramento card. It wasn't no type of division. The city was different back then. I respect what the youngsters do, and it is what it is. But we
got four or five
something whole different.
You got 4 or 5 of us on here, 4 of us on here right now, but it was 30 of us in this, like 30. Right. And really that was just like a kind of still a immediate circle. It was like 30 dudes a piece, you know what I mean? With each one of us. So it was like a wide, and that was one of the main components of, like Kream said earlier, about coming together. We felt like we were stronger coming together because we knew we had support coming from all kind of different angles behind us. You know what I mean? So there's a lot, and everybody. We had the Oak Park, we had the Heights, we had the South. You know what I mean? We had you know what I mean? So we had everybody with us, and that was intentional. That wasn't on an accident.
Right. It was very intentional.
Because we fuck with everybody from there. A lot of us got these strong relationships with people from there. And we was kind of taught the most strong relationships you got everywhere is to make you stronger. You know what I mean? Not like the less, but that's a whole nother story, you know what I mean? Because to each his own, you know what I mean? But so that's kind of how it was back then when we started.
We was fortunate too to have a person like Sid sing in our backyard. All of us being students of Black Mark music, the things he did, you can't deny nothing them brothers did over there. They had a huge movement throughout the country. To me, they was right up under death row. So, Sid, I just appreciate him, all the being a mentor to us and helping us out in different areas. So I just want to shout out Sid Singh.
And I'm in Africa mentoring.
That's
somebody people helped us out. News helped us out. It was a lot of people that was that lent a helping hand to what we was trying to do, man. I'm appreciative of all them dudes.
Yeah, that was intentional. And that's why I started naming names. I'm gonna leave people out there. So
you don't want to leave nobody out,
But the Nucci's, you know what I mean? Just the people from like all over Sacramento, you know what I mean? 6ix9ine Mall, rest in peace, Jamal, you know what I mean? So it's just people from everywhere, all over the north, south, east, west. So, but yeah, Sessions was definitely a mentor to us.
Yeah. Now, who approached me? I don't even know how I even got with you guys. It's probably
Kev knew you, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think maybe you came to the store, and I remember you was recording some of your episodes and doing your interviews at the store on K Street, and I think we connected from there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I just fell in love with Bueno. Then I had this. It would just happen. I was like, I'm gonna make his song as a theme song for.
Yeah.
Which song was that?
6 a.m. 6 a.m.
I think so, yeah.
Well, 6 a.m. Okay.
For the show, the theme song for the show and stuff. I think he was actually the first local artist I used. Yeah.
You sent me that clip, a little drop of or somebody sent it to me, but I know you sent me a clip of the opening, my music opening, and then I got another clip of me being interviewed on your show.
When Nico came and interviewed me recently, I think that's when I sent to you. You talking about recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nico came interviewed me and stuff, and I sent you the clip when I mentioned you and stuff. It's hard because back then, as you know, Kevin, there was no, like you said, there was no internet. You know, you had to do everything with vans. You had to go to the radio stations and, you know, try to push your way in and meet the, you know, the Big Al's, the, you know, the Ebros and, you know, and all of them. You had to actually do work instead of getting your camera out and just
Do the
film.
leg work. Yeah, you had to put the leg work in. And, you know, them guys, you know, they was traveling around in the Bueno van, you know, going to Atlanta, Texas, and, you know, they just was putting the work in and, you know, going to all the small radio stations, small clothing stores, doing in stores. So, you know, they just kept it pushing and, you know, just making the connections and just putting out good music is what kept Bueno in the game so long because of Mark Knox and Goldie, you know, with the production, you know, it was just unreal, you know, for Mark Knox to come into the game 16, 17, playing the instruments he was playing and Goldie, you know, they just had a nucleus, a good squad put together, you know, so it was easy for me after, you know, once we got going to get behind it.
Now you say you went away for a while. When you came out, how did you make all these connections? You just, you know.
Well, basically when I got out, I attended American River College, and then I ran into a friend of mine, Keith Goodman in China. They had a clothing store, Hard Times Clothing. So we connected. We opened the clothing store, and you know, dealing with the clothing industry is a lot of the business on the East Coast in New York. So we was flying back and forth to New York and stuff, Las Vegas to the Magic Show, LA to the Fashion Mall, to the Fashion District. So meeting, you know, traveling all these places and going to these different clothing conventions, you know, you're constantly meeting people. And then, you know, Carl Kanai wound up being my mentor when it came to the clothing industry. He's the one that pushed us to start the Hard Times Clothing. And then once we got the Hard Times Clothing, I was doing a clothing convention in Las Vegas. So I called E40 and I told him the situation what I had going on. I wanted him to come help promote at my booth at the Magic Show. And, you know, and I just have to commend him because he told me, hey, just tell me where to be. I'll be there. You know, he flew into Vegas, you know, called me, told me meet him at the MGM, you know, didn't ask for no money, nothing, you know, gave him the clothes. He came to my booth, you know, and we just really connected from there. And then he connected me with people's, and he wound up doing business with the clothing line. So he did some magazine ads. So just doing that with the clothing, you know, got me close to like Yuckmouth, and Bueno and Yuckmouth has a really strong relationship, you know, and to me, to be honest, them two make the best music together. You know, them is my favorite. When them two guys get together in a song, them are some of my favorite songs. But yeah, just traveling though with the clothing industry opened me up to a lot of exposure, you know, to a lot of connections.
Okay. Wow. Now, Bueno, how do you write your music? Do you write it or you just go off the top of your head?
No, I write it. You know, I started off doing it a certain way for a couple years, and you know, honestly, I can credit like Goldfingers because he kind of taught me early, even though he was my younger cousin, and you know, I helped him with everything. He helped me with the music side just to get my music right, like to structure stuff the right way. And he was real big on quality, man. This stuff got to sound right. It got to sound right. So by the time I was kind of groove, maybe 5 years, 3 years into my career, I kind of did it the same way the whole time. And I just hear for me, the best way, because I could do it multiple ways, but to hear the music and then, you know, vibe out real quick and give me about 45 minutes. It's going to take me about 10, 15 minutes to write it and about 10, 15 minutes to say it.
Okay.
So about 30, 40 minutes. And that's for a verse, you know, typically. That's how I approach a verse. A song of mine is like, okay, I'm gonna listen to it. I gotta sit on it. And I gotta come up with a chorus first. I gotta come up with something that I'm gonna talk about. Unless the song just hits me and I start rapping a chorus or just start rapping a verse. Rest in peace, Street Knowledge. Like, check this out. I got a song, check this out, where the beat came on. We driving, we smoking. He look at me, bitch. Check this out. Bitch, bitch. We just kept saying that same thing over, and now we looking stupid. Cars is looking at us crazy. We got the music all the way up, and we just, bitch, check this out. And then we added to, hey, jumped out the scrape. I'm in a Lexus now. Hey, bitch, Check this out. So it's sometimes it's just spontaneous vibes, and them is the best ones.
Wow. Wow.
So it's a lot of different ways, but yeah, definitely get to it. Get to it and try to come up with the best possible product that the people gonna love and appreciate.
Is there anybody that you have not worked with that you would love to work with?
Yeah, it's a few people. It's a few people, and it's different. It varies. You know, it's huge mainstream people, independent people. It's older people. It's newer people. Um, but like a realistic type of situation from what I've done in my career, I would love to work because I work with like everybody from Northern California, like the legends. But I didn't work with like Richie Rich, and I didn't work with Too Short.
Mm.
So like those two, I fuck around, put both of them on the same song and knock out two birds with one stone. But yeah, now those two dudes is definitely in my. Other than Tupac and MC Hammer or something, yeah, I pretty much work with a lot of the legendary dudes from my region, and I never even thought I'd be doing music.
Now I know you talked about the time when you was on stage and when Kev was like, okay, this is it. But where were you? Okay, let me put it this way. Where were you when you was on stage and you looked in the crowd, you just saw them just going and just loving you? How were you feeling and where were you?
That's a good question. Probably Cal Expo when we performed with Jaheim and I think it was Fat Joe and a bunch of legendary dudes. Like one of my biggest early shows. We we were approaching all this stuff like we ain't got no fear. And to get on them stages, and then I kind of looked out and I was like, damn, because Cal Expo was something that's a big time thing to me. And I'm like, goodness gracious, it's like seeing people, they rocking, the show's perfect, the whole crew was together. Because eventually we all kind of went our separate ways, but we were still together. It was a beautiful time. I never forget. I walked off of that stage like we doing something. We here now. You know what I mean? So
Veg, were you there that day?
For sure.
What were you feeling?
Uh, I mean, it was feeling like it was working. You know what I mean? Like it was working.
Mm.
That's really what, you know, it was like, okay, they starting to understand what we trying to get. I mean, we had a lot of success over the years. So, you know, Wayne like had songs like 6 a.m. was added on the radio. Like they was playing it, you know, 50, 60 times. Like it was playing all the time. Like nobody else was really doing that at that time, like from SAC at least, you know. So you know, he had a lot of success, man.
Who took that to you? Took that to the radio station? Who did you give it to?
gave it to Short.
That Shorty that took the ball on that one.
Who?
Shout out to Shorty.
Shorty.
He always treated me and Blaine more than fair. I got a lot of love for Shorty, man.
Shorty was the guy, man. He looked out for us. After Vag told me, after Kream told me that was the record, um, I forget what happened, but he was like, it was a situation where it's like, now you got to go see Shorty. Kream he had like a meeting or something, and he like go knock that out. And I'm pulling up on Shorty, and Shorty is like, okay, play the records, because I had two of them. I told y'all, and I played Check This Out, hey, big. Check this out. I'm like, this the one, Shorty. He said, I can't play this shit on the radio, Bueno. What the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, play the other one. I played the other one, and he was like, that's the one. I'm playing it next week on West Coast Wednesday. And sure enough, he played it and it never stopped.
He gave him that record on like a Sunday or Monday. It was on the radio. It was up by Wednesday.
It was like a Sunday night. He wanted me to meet him.
Wow.
So shout out to the Short guy, man. He was definitely a solid dude, an intricate part of what we was trying to do.
Yeah, Shorty support a lot of folks and stuff, and Big Al try to support a lot of people too. Rest in peace, Big Al.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's fast forward to today. What are you guys doing now? Now, Vega, I know you're doing the loans, getting people into homes. What else are you doing?
I mean, that's
Shout
pretty
that
much,
out,
you know, we still, you know, we got a foundation of stuff that we did so much in entertainment that like our relationship with you, right? Like it's there. It's a lot of stuff there. Wayne is kind of leading the way right now. He got the web series that he's about to drop real soon.
I know we're gonna talk about that. I've been
That's
seeing it all over Facebook.
huge. I'm gonna give Wayne his flowers. Like Wayne is like one of the, I've been in Sacramento my whole life. Wayne, one of the rawest. Like he's super talented. Something got a crack, and I think the web series might be it. So that's kind of what we pushing right now. That's whatever he on. That's what we on more than anything. And then from what I'm doing with the mortgage and stuff, I was doing mortgages the whole time we was doing rap music. I was doing mortgages too. Just a lot of people didn't know that, right? But the whole time we was doing rap music, I was doing mortgages too. It's just now that's my concentration more than anything. But I mean, we did so much in the entertainment business that it's always there. We just wait for an opportunity that might be fruitful for all of us.
Yeah, it's still stuff working. It's still stuff where like Kream get calls outside of the stuff that I got going on. Kev get calls, Kream get calls, Ed get calls, all kind of stuff that pertain to the brand still. So it's like it's almost like a staple. Kream told me one day, I think we did enough to where this shit is like gonna stay now. It don't fade away. People gonna kind of fuck with it forever and fuck with us forever. And that was like 10 years ago. He said that, and we still get phone calls and all kind of different things that pertain to the brand opportunities and shit. So,
wow, Kevin, what you got going on right now?
Right now, doing construction and still doing a little bit of entertainment consulting. We just partnered up with the NFL. We're going to be doing some events for the Super Bowl, doing a celebrity flag football game and a celebrity basketball game. So we're starting, get focused on that. So other than that, just helping.
That's going to do that here in Sacramento?
That's in San Francisco. It's going to be in San Francisco this year, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah.
so you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to hear about this what is it, web series?
Yeah, we got a web series right now called City of Trees.
What is that about?
It's mainly it's an X-rated, rated R, adult version, web series. It's mainly like the Sacramento version of The Wire, if you ever seen The Wire. It's a situation where you got all the different neighborhoods in the city are kind of vying for power. They kind of all battling for power, and they end up coming together and working together.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty dope. It's action packed. It's like I said, for adults. It's involving. We got over 51 cast members, right?
Wow.
And over 250 people, period, that's involved. But it's over when you ask like who is the cast, it's like 50 people are the cast, which is super dope. Because if you go kind of look at The Wire and see like Google the cast for The Wire to be about 50 people. It ain't 2 and 3 like a movie or 4 main characters and stuff. It's really some in-depth storylines going on, and it's pretty dope. It kind of carries on from what I did during COVID with American Kream, with my first independent film that I put out.
Did you see American Kream, Alita?
No, I didn't even see it. You didn't tell me about it.
You got some homework tonight. You got to go Google Bueno American Kream, and the movie will come up. You'll see it.
Well, where I see that?
It's on YouTube.
Check it out
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did real well, and this new even though this is a web series and that's a film, it's structured similar. It's me narrating it, and it shows like confrontation, but then it shows resolutions. So it's kind of dope.
When I seen you, were you filming over there off of Garden Highway?
Yes, ma'am. We filming everywhere. Yep, you see.
But how come you didn't tell me to get into it?
I didn't really put 2 and 2 together because I was in Spike Lee mode. They call me Wayne Lee. So I was in Wayne Lee mode, and I seen you, and I hadn't seen you in so long. I said, "Oh my goodness!" And I said, "Oh, I think I knew too that I was gonna see you in a couple weeks." So
yeah. He hugged me and stuff. The little, the girls in the bikinis and stuff. I was like, oh. Then I saw Rico.
But yeah. He's in the film. We got Rico in the film. We got Gatlin in the film. We got Lace Leno in the film. Marvelous is in the film. We got a bunch of people in the film. Bunch of people.
So when is it gonna, like, I know it's a series, so
So
when is it gonna be like ready to view?
the first episode is tentatively supposed to air in August. So we should be airing at the end of August. You should be seeing the first episode. It's 9 episodes to the first season. And the first episode, well, each episode has 5 scenes, but the first episode is 45 minutes. Each episode is about 45 minutes. So it's a nice little treat. And like I said, you never seen Sacramento like this, and you'll never see Sacramento the same.
Are you gonna be able to see it on YouTube?
Yeah, so we'll have it on. It's on our website, www.cityofTreesseries.com. CityofTreesseries.com.
Y'all get that? Look, y'all support. Y'all make sure y'all write that down. You said August, right?
Yes, ma'am. CityofTreesseries.com.
All right. What's up, Taz? MC Taz. He's saying what's up to everybody.
What's up, Taz? What's up, Taz? But yeah, now it's gonna be something dope. And then we have loads of music. That's the soundtrack to all this. So it's a cool way to put out music too and present new music.
So who, besides you, who else is going to be on the soundtrack?
Right now, we don't have no like the super confirmations, but I could tell you Young Meek is gonna be on the soundtrack, Lick is gonna be on the soundtrack, Gatlin will be on the soundtrack, just a few. Marvelous will be on the soundtrack. So just a few people to let you know the soundtrack gonna be pretty dope. So
all right, man, I can't wait. Now, Bueno, I want you also to talk about the your nonprofit and what you do with the kids and everything too. That's important.
most definitely. So I have a basketball league called the Educational Youth Developmental League, the EYDL League, and it's for boys and girls ages 7 to 14 years old. It's a fundamental beginners league. It's a nonprofit. Through my nonprofit, Shoot Hoops Not Guns. So what we do is we aimed at like preventing the kids from negative, futures, and really trying to get kids together early, so they can be friends early, so they won't be enemies later, right? And we're trying to work with a lot of prevention, and try to kind of stop the problems before they start. So we work with the kids real young, 7 years old, teaching them life skills. And we do interviews after the games. We have local dance teams and organizations come in and do halftime shows. We have speakers come and speak at halftime from local community agencies, as well as like NBA players, ex-NBA players, ex-pro athletes, current local high school superstars and things of that nature, just giving back to the community. And we also sponsored by Eric Armstead, the NFL superstar that was formerly on the San Francisco 49ers, who I believe he's on the, is he on the Carolina now? Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. So
now,
it's
for girls and boys, right?
Girls and boys, 7 to 14 years old. And again, it's for beginners. It's not something that, kids have to be intimidated, parents have to be intimidated by. And then again, it's real inexpensive. It starts off at $75, but it's discounted down to $50, as low as $50 a season. It's 10 games with championship. They get certificates, rings, and things of that nature. So, and it's 3 different divisions. Like I said, 7 to 14 years old. So bring your children out. We're at Luther Burbank every Saturday. The season starts back up in January of 2026. And we're going to be shooting out promo and registration forms to everybody. So be on the lookout.
Now, if you guys want to sponsor, you guys most definitely can sponsor a kid.
Yeah.
Say that right now.
Yes, you can.
Support, it's just, I don't know, because I'm older, but it's just, to me, the world is crazier right now. And I be like, these kids, I know the grandmothers are much younger nowadays, and, it's just, and the grandfather, everybody's much younger. These, I don't know. Is it just, do you guys feel the same way that the kids is very different from when we was growing up?
Yeah, most definitely. Like I was telling you, I do social work during the day, you know what I mean? So I'm working with kids on probation, caseload, every day in the courts. I was in the courts today with youth. So like I'm dealing with like today's youth. All my youth on my caseload typically range from the ages 14 to 19. So I'm dealing with direct, and I oversee one specific community, which thank God I'm assigned to Metaview. So I know all of the families pretty much. I grew up with the grandmas and the moms, but you know, it definitely not getting better. So I'm seeing the same thing you've seen.
Yeah, and I just be like, man, instead of, so many guns is out in the streets. And I was like, man, it's just, I mean, like 15, 14-year-old, you hear it on the news and all types of stuff. So I just want to say, I just want to give you, I know Vega was talking about, giving flowers to you, but I'm going to give flowers to you, just still being a pillar in a community, not only through music, but through, reaching out to the kids and everything. It's very, very much needed and everything. I tell my son that, he needs to, he's kind of want to get into the speaking thing because, God had to set him down for like 6 months and stuff. Now he owns 2 barbershops,
Right.
and he's helping people with their credit and getting them business funding. You know what I mean? So so I'm proud of
Well, yeah, 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 it's a village. It take a village. All of us doing our part. Like you said earlier, with how you were impressed with how we all played our position. We just got to continue to do that as people in the community and society. Everybody don't gotta be the same. We don't gotta have your strength. You don't gotta have mine. Just be the superstar in your role. You know what I mean, and play your part. And your part is just as important as everybody else's, and vice versa. So I appreciate y'all too as well. You know what I mean? Because don't work with just one person. We all got to work together.
and support. And so, Kev, any last words before we get out of here? You're going to get a social media account now, and what's going on.
My social media account is the web series, The City of Trees. Everybody get behind it, man. It's a big movement. He got a lot of brothers in it. Bueno touched every corner in Sacramento, got everybody involved. I'm proud of his movement. We all proud of it. We just got to stay behind that, keep something going for Sacramento.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, so Kev, where do I go to get into a cameo? Since I know you part in charge of it, you probably get me in there. Bueno busy.
We're gonna go this weekend. We're gonna get in it.
Yeah. So, hey,
He gonna write the script for you right now.
Who's writing the script?
Bueno, the Spike Lee.
My goodness.
We always got time for you, Alita. And don't forget, we got 3 seasons. So don't mess around, because the first season gonna come. It's already dang near about to hit everybody because we almost to August, right? And if you keep messing around, we gonna put you in it the whole time. You gonna mess around and have a reoccurring role. You feel me?
Hey,
and the leader to you though, we want to give you your flowers as well. You don't realize it, but you was the first one for a lot of these artists in Sacramento to put them in front of that camera. You helped spark a lot of careers in Sacramento. A lot of people got noticed because of you. So we want to give you your flowers. We appreciate you reaching out to us and doing this.
Thank you.
You guys are always family. Even though we don't see each other for a long time, you guys know I'm just like a phone call, way, inbox, now it's called DM and, and all types of stuff, I'm just very, yes, Lamont. We got Lamont is on here. He said Sac Legends. Lamont moved to Arizona.
Yeah, that's right.
Lamont, yeah, he's in Arizona now. He left us and stuff. But thank you, Lamont. That's my brother. I love
my boy right there.
What's up?
Yeah. But I'm just blessed to, what, people like Bueno and, Young Meek and everybody. I'm so blessed to have been at the beginning,
Right.
and stuff, and just seeing everything that you guys are doing now.
Right.
I love it. I love it and stuff. Bueno, any of your kids follow in your footsteps?
Not well. See, that's what's interesting, right? Because depending who you ask, my footsteps gonna be basketball and sports and baseball and football. And you ask other people, it's gonna be music, right? They all play sports. So I guess you can say they follow in my footsteps, and them is the footsteps that I wouldn't have did music if sports would have did what I what I wanted it to do. So that's the first option. Then I preach to all the young dudes. You gonna have rap. That sports ain't gonna be forever. Your knees ain't gonna last forever. So get all that out your system, and then get into the music or the arts or some other stuff like that. But yeah, if they like sports, I push them, and all the kids like sports. My daughter is a superstar right now with her little crazy butt, so she doing good, running track and playing basketball. And my son is a little superstar, and then they got great grades, so that's the main thing. And they real good people. So.
And I seen you on the news a couple times too, regarding all that. Did I see one of your kids on the?
Yeah, well, what you seen probably was Big Al. Shouts out to Big Al. Rest in peace to Big Al. He came to my because the news, couple news, Good Day Sacramento, Channel 3, Channel 13, they all covered my basketball league. And when they did that, my kids are in my basketball league with me. So my kids were doing some stuff for some little training stuff for them, and they had them doing some stuff on the news. So
How does that make you feel when you see them?
I'll be real with you, talking about it right now, because like Veg said, like Kream said, you asked him how did he feel when we went on the stage with Cal Expo. He was like, it's working. We got this mentality to where we can't celebrate too much at the time because we got to keep going. So at the time, it might not have made a big thing, but even talking about it now, and then Big Al not being here, that it means a lot more. It's like you got to sit down sometime and smell the roses. You know what I mean? So right now, just kind of sitting down smelling roses, and you ask me how that feel. That made me feel like extremely blessed, extremely good, happy and good. They on the news, and then I got family members that their mama didn't even know they was gonna be on the news, and was like, "Yeah, man, my baby's on the news." Like, so it's just again, who wouldn't love that? So super blessed,
Most
super blessed.
definitely, most definitely. Sub-Zero says, Bueno, I got you. So I guess I don't know if it's that magazine, wait, what are you gonna do or something, so.
Right. I still gotta go on his show though. Shouts out to this show, because this is just spearheading a lot of promotion that we finna start doing. So
Most definitely. So, okay, Kev does not have social media yet. We're just gonna make you up one. Vega, how can people get in contact with you?
It's the Facebook right here, Lavega Sims. Find me right there.
Okay, and you're available to do loans for all types, right?
Yeah. If you're looking for a mortgage, I'm the guy. I've been doing it for almost 20 years. So
And if
I'm the businessman of the crew.
so,
We all businessmen. I take that back, but I focus on business. Put it that way.
okay. He's the loan guy, and he gets you your loan. I get you your house. Okay.
Yes.
You 20 years. I'm 20. I'm going on, man. 23 years this year. Me in real estate.
Years. It'll be 20 years for me in November of this year. So I gotta pop a bottle come November.
So we got you covered with the real estate part and everything. Now, Lamont said these three for sure been a solid crew for moons. If they was a group, they probably wouldn't be cool. What? Lamont? Oh my God, Lamont's great. He don't know so much as more than people. Ed, we ain't forgot about you. I ain't forgot about you. I know you making that money.
Patience.
So, Bueno, how can people get in contact with you? Shout out your social medias, your Instagram, and all stuff.
Y'all can go on the Real Bueno on my Twitter and my or the X or whatever, and on my Instagram, and I believe it's Bueno Sacramento here on Facebook. I'll let your boy.
Now, I don't know if y'all saw. Look at Ed. Big ol' Ed. We see
Gang member.
Oh my goodness. So
Gang member.
I don't know if you guys caught it when I had T Nutty and Marvelous on. That was a good show. That T Nutty was like, man, y'all motivate me. I'm about to get back in the studio. Bueno, when is people gonna get some more music from you?
I should be. I'm gonna knock something out. I was thinking about it today, to tell you the truth. I'm like, man, I need to do some music. Why when I stop doing music? So, this soundtrack, City of Trees, you can expect some new music on this City of Trees soundtrack. So, stay tuned.
You know, the thing about Bueno is he he ain't made music in a while, but I know if he made some music, it'll still be hard. Like it's not easy to make good rap music. That's not. It's got a lot easier now, but I'm sure he can still make some really good music if he
Okay,
decided to
so
do
let's
that.
clarify that. It's easier now, but I mean, to make good quality music, anybody can make, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now a lot of the technology will help you out, but the era we come from, I mean, you see right now with some of the '90s groups that are doing really well. The Clips just came back out; they sold 118,000, and the music sounds tremendously better than like a lot of the popcorn music that's coming out. And not to disrespect the young kids, because some of them is dope. I like a lot of them, to be honest with you, but it's something about that the '90s era rappers that can really rap and then take it serious about the art and making the music really, really dope and not just like throwing something out there, like.
I just had Numbskull and Money B on it, and man, I can't believe like I got 5 on it. I think Num said it was what, 35 years old or something.
Yeah,
I was
like 1995.
Them niggas 18 years old. They like 40 something now.
yeah.
Almost they 50.
And they was in Oak Park, Money, Digital Underground, and Numbskull came. They still, man, we was out there till about 10 o'clock. People were still rocking, like you said, that people still love that old school rap. Now, Ed, do you want to say something? You keep getting on the camera looking like you ready to doctor on somebody. he must got it.
Yeah, he back on mute.
I gotta.
That nigga the old dirty bastard of the clique. That nigga's like Flavor Flav. Like that nigga just he come on shit you ain't supposed to do and and all that type of shit. Just don't mind him.
Go
It's
ahead,
good.
Ed, say something. What you gotta say? Wait a minute, I gotta take off mute.
No, I'm just, shit, the team is still strong. I mean, we still in here 30 years plus, man. We still going strong. We ain't never gonna stop till the casket drop.
Right. Facts.
Now, was Ed rapping too, or what was his position with the
He like Ricky Zeke from the Diplomats.
That's the bread man.
That's the bread man. He do a little bit of everything. Teamwork make the dream work. We was all a team.
And he was when I wrote, he influenced a lot of my pen work, baby. Like that dude, he gave me a whole lot to work with. He might as well be rapping. You know what I mean?
He did a lot of intros on a lot of them songs.
Yeah, a lot of intros, but these niggas will say one line. And they'll be like, they'll look at me and be like, they go, okay, there you go. That's for you. You gotta tell me twice. Because it just had that connection. I turned that one line into a song.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Or an experience.
Yeah. It was just
a lot of that stuff came from real life, man. It was real life.
Yeah, it was our life.
We was outside. We was in these streets. We was outside before outside became a thing. They don't understand shit. We ran on the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them niggas in LA, Suge, and all them niggas that ran up in the bathroom on a nigga blood. What's happening? we got so many stories. It's crazy.
Oh my God. I just had a show with some of the video shows and stuff, like for LA. One of them was talking about how Suge broke his camera. How bad it threw the camera down.
And that industry is wild, and not to be like that. Like we some cool dudes, we had great experiences, and I'm gonna speak for me, but I can only imagine how super wild it could possibly get. You know what I mean? Because we definitely had some hell of an experience.
That's one thing I want to bring up about you guys. You hear like stories about people and stuff. Man, they ain't never been no mess about you guys. It's always about a business, and everything. There's never been like no bad, anything, So I just want to, give you guys your kudos on that for not being out there causing trouble and, being known for stupid
I mean, but that's kind of what attracted us all to each other, though, because we like-minded, We really was just trying to figure out a way to make some money.
Yeah, and doing it a professional way, you know.
Exactly.
So,
You
yeah.
know, using what we had to turn it into something where we could all work together. Like everybody wants to grow up and work with their friends and make a lot of money, you know, like that's the goal. Like
Mhm.
we really tried to do that. That's what we pursued it.
Okay. Wow. Well, I appreciate you guys. Anytime y'all just want to come on, look, Bueno, people like Alita, let's do another. I don't care what day of the week it is and stuff. Just be like, hey, let's go back live on Facebook. Let me. I got something I want to talk about this, especially about this web series. You know,
Right.
do it.
And now I appreciate you because I definitely love to utilize your platform because you're a huge asset. So yeah, I appreciate that.
It's just me interviewing now. Back in days, I had to get somebody to interview. I was a camera person, remember? Now,
Mm.
now I'm on the camera asking the questions, and it's
Cut
different.
out the middleman.
Who? Wait a minute. Who?
I said you cut out the middleman, right?
Oh, cut. Yep, yep. Cut out the
Nah.
middleman and stuff. You know, now it's just so much easier. This, yeah, like I said, no more carrying lights and camera and on cameras. I mean, the lights, cameras, and the recorders and having to edit and stuff. So this is so much easier and stuff.
Oh.
All right. Anything else y'all want to say before I think we got a good audience tonight. Ed, you back?
Thank you
What
for
you
having
want
us.
to say?
Yeah, I'm just, I got to get some stuff together for these patients. You know what I'm saying? I got a regular 9 to 5. These other niggas is balling. I still got to go to work.
Well,
I'm trying to be like the rest of my homies, man. You know, I still ain't grew up yet. I'm trying to find my way.
Bueno, I'm going to get with you about the LLC and something that I want to do too. So I'm going to inbox you my number, inbox me your number and stuff. And so we could talk because there's something I want to do. Me and Marvelous already met and stuff. So want to
Okay.
keep you in on it. So
That's all good. I appreciate it. I'm definitely be looking forward to that.
all right. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night. And
All
like I
love.
said, hit me up anytime y'all want to come back on. Kev, I will have your social media channel up by the week.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. Thanks,
All right,
Alita.
y'all.
All right, Ed, make that money.
Got to. I ain't gonna let him make me.
All right.
All right.